Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and today we have another Staz video. This is a little different. This is Neurosama got sick and Neurocrd freaks out. Basically, it's everything that was happening on the Discord. And we kind of jumped around and discussed a few things on it. And it was interesting. It kind of, felt like to me like when people become way too obsessed with their favorite online creators. Now, to be fair, a lot of people were probably just kind of like faking stuff and whatnot, but it didn't come across that or as that way, based off of the messages. Having said that, this is the internet and you can take it how you will. Anyway, it was a very interesting discussion, so enjoy if you like, or argue with me down in the comments, I guess. Trying to scrap together. Yeah, so there was, okay, so he did have to pull a backup of sorts. I'm not really surprised. I just wonder how far back it was. And I guess one upside of this is Vettel will probably pay a lot more attention to backups from now on. Now, maybe he has always paid attention, but everyone gets lax over time. No matter what. They always do. But the bigger problem, though, is let's say he pulled a backup from 2 days ago. It could still have the same problem because it would be the same coding issue, right? All right, let's take a look at this video a bit. Yeah, you better have a new backup system at this point, right?
Neuro is unwell trying to...
Or was the new backup system this? All right, let's take a look at this.
Scrap together some sort of backup, but stream may be cancelled. Maybe move to Friday? Benefits of having an RE streamer, they can't get sick, they said.
Oh, fuck.
Neuro died, guys, pack it up.
Fell off. Virus is spreading.
I see. This is just this is Neuro's Discord basically losing their shit, right? Now, to be fair, everyone here is probably just making fun stuff up in the background.
Neuro died, it's Neurover.
They're actually fucking dead.
It's so over Neuro died.
Neurosama, get well soon, heart.
She's dead.
Everyone give their best wishes to Neuroheart.
First,
you realize you should probably be giving your better wishes to Vettel so he can fix the damn thing. That's typical every Discord. Our Discord isn't quite like that yet, but that's just because we're not quite big enough yet. 2 streams in a row, huh? I mean, one of those days was probably him just sleeping.
AI to contract an illness.
Neuro is dead, it's...
I don't know if she'd be the first AI to get an illness. I don't know. We could actually check that out. I bet you other AIs have had catastrophic failures, which would be an illness, effectively.
Go over. Beetle, we want you to gam.
Neuro got the location virus GG.
Beetle, sure.
It's cooked.
If relative he is location sure,
Evil.
maybe he is
Evil.
not relative
Evil, listen to
location
me.
sure.
Evil, stop!
She foreshadowed it long ago.
Almost out of my medication.
I just didn't feel like watching a chill stream today, so I released a bioweapon in...
I mean, look, a parasocial... Okay, so here's the thing. Having a parasocial relationship with an AI is probably still better in most cases than having a parasocial relationship with your favorite, I don't know, celebrity or whatever. Because what happens at some point is, at some point, one of those people eventually try to find your fucking house. Like... who was it recently? Was it even like the VTuber sphere? I don't know. I mean, it might, but at this point, what's an illness at this point? Yeah, right. Because more people just get annoyed at me and then eventually block me. The amount of people were like, stop pausing it, I want to watch the whole video. And I'm like, go watch the whole video. You don't need me here. I don't know if we'll ever actually hit that point. We might. And we'll see how that goes. I guess I'll just start moving more often. Or get murdered by one of you guys. I don't know. One of the two. Shit. You know what's funny? Is I could see this guy being fucking banned. Just by people like spamming, "You hurt Neuro!"
To Neuro's room. Sorry guys. Hope you understand.
Good news, Neuro, your next upgrade is a lethal dice.
Neurosama, it's okay to be a bit sick from time to time. Just get some rest and come back to us for a stream when you're...
So the only downside of stuff like this is at some point some people are like legit gonna believe everything. Like, you're right. At some point they will be totally parasocial. Now, this isn't gonna just be with Neuro. This is gonna be with Grok's new system where you can create like a custom persona for your desktop. Didn't that one guy attempt to marry his AI? Here. Yeah, this dude. He wanted to marry his AI chatbot. I don't know if it was like all for like some sort of show or anything, but it's oh yeah, there was a guy who fell in love with Miku or something, right? Like he said it wasn't a serious marriage proposal or whatever, but from what I understand, it still fucking wrecked his actual marriage. So maybe he just wanted a really dumb way to get out of the marriage, and maybe insanity is a good way, I guess. Let's see here. There was it a South Korean dude? I thought it was a guy from Japan. Or no, maybe it was a different one. So maybe let's take a look at it real quick. Oh, the obsessive fan. Okay, yeah. Okay. I remember this one. And this unfortunately happens far more often than people would like or think. Because they're like, well, and there's also the people that, spend, that bankrupt themselves, right? Okay, I misread this little part. I thought it said guy bankrupts himself for being Korean is what I read. I'm like, what? That doesn't make sense. So there was a guy who bankrupted not only click on that. Yeah, look at this. Twitch donations bankrupt a dude. $38,000 on Twitch streamers. If you guys spend money on me, only spend money you were going to actually spend on something stupid like, I don't know, an icy over at 7-Eleven. Although the icy might be worth more, $50,000. Man donates life savings to streamer, then gets arrested. That ought to be interesting. $550K to a live streamer of sorts. Yep. I mean, this stuff keeps happening. And, they should put things in place on Twitch and things like that to where you can't donate after a certain amount. Now, to be fair, they could have been some other type of live streamer. For instance, on the cam sites and whatnot. So that's a totally different thing. But you should still kind of forcibly put limits on people. But that's part of the Like, the upside is when you guys donate. Like, and here's the thing: you guys can easily donate to fucking Neuro and all of Vettel's stuff. Make him, at least earn enough money to get drunk as he loses his shit. But But people have to be very careful with various, parasocial relationships. If you ever think you're getting to that point, maybe just turn off your system. Okay. It's just, it can actually get really dangerous. That is an interesting question. I mean, so here's the thing about that. Any VTuber who ends up having some sort of anthropomorphic like character, right? It doesn't necessarily mean they are a furry, but they are appearing to the ultra cute side of the internet. And a lot of people will click on more cute things versus dumbass people who have faces like me. And that's just in general. It's just people like cute things. That's the whole point of having VTubers, right? Does it actually make them a furry? Probably not. But it may pull in a lot of that fandom. I think the only thing that actually makes you a furry is if you actually watch and consume furry type things. It'd be like people who watch the My Little Pony series, right? That doesn't automatically make you a brony unless you actually, go to, conventions for brony conventions. That if you, pay attention to the brony fandom and go and do all that stuff, right? You just like a TV show. That's irrelevant, right? So, I think it's all dependent on what you personally like. And if everyone around you says something, that's irrelevant. It's only what you think. It's the same concept of anything else. Broins? I guess bronies. Yeah. They were the obsessed My Little Pony fans of 2010 through 2000, or sorry, it was I forgot when the original series kind of ran. Maybe it was like 2006 through 2013-ish. I mean, they're still around, but the main thing that because I went to a lot of conventions and did art stuff and things like that, and they're kind of reminded me a lot of the Neuro fandom to a degree, in the fact that they were super, super nice. Now, there's obviously weirdos in every fandom, but they reminded me a lot of the Neuro fandom just on how nice they were to other people and people who just bashed the shit out of them for no reason. They made a lot of internet music. So the bigger issue is I'm not sure I'm going to open up that one specifically. So there is like a bunch of documentaries on like there's like the Brony documentary and whatnot. The problem with like documentaries and things is they also pull in some of the weirdos in every fandom. So like and a lot of them will seek out the weirdest people in each fandom, which is kind of a problem. So it's always the vocal few who end up being the face of pick a fandom, right? So that's always part of the problem. So that's the problem with like the furry fandom. You always get those crazy fucking ones that end up getting arrested for insane shit. They become the face of the fandom. So far, from what I understand, the only real issue the Neuro fandom had was that one guy. It wasn't even Neuro. It was that one guy that was obsessively clipping Annie, I think, and it wasn't even Neuro. It was he was shipping them all the time or something like that. And yeah, I forgot his name. But yeah, Max Wayne. There we go. And technically, you know, for a long time, I bet you that that put like a kind of a mark on the Neuro fandom to a degree. And just VTubers in general, right? And clippers. It put a huge mark on people who clip stuff, right? And people clip stuff out of context and whatnot. And it doesn't matter if the majority are regular, normal people, if the crazy ones are so vocal that they bring everything to the forefront, right? And that's kind of how it works for the internet on everything. So, I don't know. Like, for instance, from what I understand is like brony stuff, they came out with some crazy like custom music that honestly most people had no clue was like My Little Pony related music. And it wasn't like, you know, a couple of tracks. We are talking tens of thousands of tracks. Discord. I actually listened to that. That was from Tombstone, right? So see, I know some of it because of or Tombstone did a remix or something. I can't remember exactly who it was. Like for instance, why do I talk about anything in any video? Because it's a fandom. I don't know. Some of their stuff was interesting. Yeah, so the only issue I have with deep dives into other fandoms is when you only deep dive into the bad parts of those fandoms. And it doesn't matter what the fandom is. If you deep dive into only like controversial things in the fandoms versus like, you know, how awesome certain parts of their fandom. Like it's like the Star Trek fandom. A lot of really cool stuff came out of the Star Trek fandom. Lots of really awesome art and things like that. But there's some crazy weird shit in the background if you actually look into it. Lots of very interesting, we'll call them parties. With lots of people dressed up in character form. But we won't go further into that. Now, but, you know, when people specifically only focus on the, you know, the worst parts of any fandom, they're doing it for one reason. They want to get clicks and ad revenue for YouTube and or on stream and things like that. Because it generates lots of money. That's the whole reason for everything. If it's more controversial, the more money it will generate, which is great. At least for streamers, right? All right, let's, I guess we'll just finish this little part off.
You're feeling better.
I hope it's terminal.
How can one be happy?
Okay, yeah. So that's the thing. You can say your character's 2,000 years old, but that doesn't mean shit. I don't fucking care. If your character looks like it's 6 and you're doing some weird shit and you say they're 2,000, that's fucking irrelevant. You're an idiot.
Neuro is fucking dead.
Hey, I've only been here a few minutes. What's going on? He's dead!
They made Neuro a get well card.